everybody, this is Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you on a Tuesday for Tip Tuesday. And today we're going to talk about pearlized paper and how you can make your own or how you can get it in the sheet form straight from Stampin' Up. So two different things that I want to talk about, and you can kind of get the same effect by using both of them. So we're going to flip the camera down and go right to town. Okay, so in the Stampin' Up! Mini catalog, if you saw in the Sand and Sea suite, which is on page 42, there is a collection of products, and in there is something called Pearlescent paper right here, and you get two 12 by 12 sheets, and so it looks like this, and right now you can't really see it, but when the light hits it just right, you can see the pearlescent there. You can kind of see it there, how shimmery it is. So you can get two sheets that are 12 by 12 for $4, or and work with it however you want to. Or you can also make your own pearlized paper by using some shimmer paint. And on page 147 of the annual catalog, it shows that Stampin' Up! Offers two different types of shimmer paint, one in frost white and one in champagne mist. And I want to just go through just some different samples of how you can use the shimmer paint or the shimmer, there's the two different shimmer paints on cardstock, or what you can do to take the pearlescent paper and add color to it. It might be intimidating, but oh, there you can see it. Wow. Okay, so I've already embossed two pieces of paper with the I don't even know if I know the name of it. Oh, let's look, Seashells embossing folder. So they came out with two new, Seashells 3D embossing folder. It looks like this, that goes along with that suite, and it has all the different shells in it. Let me see if I can open it up. You guys can see that better maybe. There's just different types of shells, and this corresponds with the die that's offered. And I just want to show you how you can work with the shimmer paint. I know that sometimes when you haven't used something before, it can be somewhat intimidating. And this is I just want to show you how you don't need to be intimidated, and all you need to have are a couple different tools to help you work with these types of products. So we have something called the blending brushes, which they've been around on the market for a while, and Stampin' Up! Just introduced them in the mini catalog this season, and you get three brushes for $12, I believe. They're currently, at the moment, as of Tuesday, March 16th, they are on a not orderable status because they've had such a good response on them, or a good turnout, that so many people have been buying them and they had to turn off the number, but they should be available again at the end of March. And I want to use these blending brushes to put shimmer paint on this one, but then I'm also going to use one of the blending brushes. I'm going to use this one that's already kind of bluish purple. I'm going to use some water-based ink and seaside spray on top of the pearlized paper so you can see the difference. And then I thought what I might do also is show you a piece of white cardstock, the difference in the two colors of the paint so that you can see how they look like. And then I thought I'd just show you on another color because I have a sample to show you by a fabulous friend of mine who is an amazing stamper, and she just sent me a swap card in the mail. I got it today, and actually it was yesterday, and she's an amazing stamper. I can't wait to show it to you, but I want to get the ball rolling on this first. So one of the things you can do with the pearlized paper is you can put color on it. And I'm going to take Seaside Spray. This is one of the ink colors that will be retiring come the end of this catalog, which is around May 2nd or May 3rd. And there's going to be 5 brand new ink colors. And I don't know what they are. I haven't seen them. So what you do is you take your blending brush and you dip in your ink. And you don't have to push very hard, but what you're doing is trying to get a little ink on the brush. And you know you have ink if you go ahead and dip off to the side and see once if you got color. And from there you probably can't see it, but you can start to see I have color. And what you can do is take that blending brush and you go in a circular motion. Now, I already had dipped off over here, so I knew then I could go straight onto my pearlized paper and start putting color on it. Generally, what I always do first off is try to go off to the side and see if I got extra color on my brush. so that I don't have a big blob of it right on my paper where I'm working. So Seaside Spray is kind of a light color. So I went straight for it because I haven't been getting a lot of color coming out. The more ink that you have in your blending brush, the more it'll show on your paper. But this is such a light color. It's taking just a little bit longer than I thought it would to get color on here. But you can see that I'm starting to get a little bit of blue on there. Now, I know that if I used a darker color, and I think I might go grab Misty Moonlight and start using that just to see once if that'll get some more dramatic effect for me. So 1 second, I have it right here. This might show you guys a little bit more. That Seaside is such a light color. Now I'm gonna dip in here and now I'm gonna be sure to go off. Okay, look at that. That's why I always go off the edge. And then I start off the edge a little, but this is gonna give us a little bit more. Oh man, that's, this is the money color right here. Okay, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend a really light color when you use the Pearlized paper. I'm doing a class coming up in April, and it's using the hydrangea set, and I use Rococo Rose, and that is a little bit darker of a color. So again, I'm always going off because I'm getting these big splotches. If you like that look, you can definitely do that. But what happens when you do this over an embossed piece of paper, the raised area will generally get more of the color first. And then if you keep going harder over the flat surfaces, you'll get it in the grooves more. But what I really want to do with embossed images is I want to showcase the design of the emboss. So I'm trying to hit those spots a little bit more. And so like on these leaves over here or the seaweed, I'm trying to make sure I really have those pronounced nicely. So I think you're starting to see here that you can add a lot of color and variation when you use the Pearlized paper. So imagine any color under the sun and you can change that Pearlized paper. And it's always best to start off light, and you can always add more. So light meaning in a light touch versus a heavy touch. It sounds crazy, but the harder you press, the more color you're going to get on there, and you can't really reverse the color. You can always add color, but you can't reverse it. And I'm not pressing very hard on the paper, but I am pressing hard enough that I'm getting the ink to transfer onto the Pearlized paper. So that's what you can do with Pearlized paper, is you can emboss it and then you can color it. And doesn't that look oh so pretty spectacular? Okay, so that's working with Pearlized paper when it's already the Pearlized paper that we sell, and adding color to it. Now, and that was using Misty Moonlight. I started off with Seaside Spray and it was making me work really hard for it. So I swapped it out and went for the darker blue. Now with the blending brush, this is a water-based ink. Take it underneath the tap, rinse it out, and I let them dry flat like this so that the plastic is up and it allows the water to run down and dry. If you let them dry like this, some of that ink might still be in the brush and it will well up at the base here where the fibers are attached, and then it never really comes out. So I always let it dry this way. Okay, I'm gonna keep it that way though because I'm not washing it right yet. Okay, so that's that piece. Now let's go back to this piece. Let's put that guy like that. Oh, but there's that shiny, shiny spot. I was trying to get rid of that, so let's go back to there. All right, so here's the piece of Seaside Spray, and it is regular cardstock, and it is embossed with that same Seaside embossing folder. Now we're gonna make it pearlized by adding on some of the shimmer paint. And there is a champagne mist, and there's also a frost white. Back a few years ago, they had 2 more colors that were awesome. They must have kept the ones that sold the most. So it's frost white and champagne mist. There's different ways that you can use the whole blending and adding color. And I use the blending brush here, but just know that they have sponge daubers, which you can tell that one's loved. And they also have sponges, and I cut them down. And you can use them to also color ink on your paper. Just know that the blending brushes are going to give you a far superior, smoother image, more softer. And the sponge, depending on the quality of your sponge and what it currently looks like after loving it, like I have, it might leave more streaky lines and it might not be as soft and delicate looking, but you can definitely use sponge daubers and sponges to do your coloring on your pearlized paper or on your cardstock with the shimmer paint. So we had already used one of these brushes for shimmer paint, and I can tell that it's got a little bit of stuff like residue. So I was gonna use that same brush. So gotta be kind of careful with this. And I'm trying to think here what we did. Kelly just used some of this shimmer paint on a project that she was working on, and I'm pretty sure she just dripped a little bit. So this is a silicone mat, and it's even got, look at this, a Stampin' Up! Emblem on there. And I'm gonna grab the side that doesn't look so dirty. The Stampin' Up! Silicone mat, in case anybody is wondering, is also available for purchase. You can find it in that same area. It is, maybe not. I could have sworn it was right around where all this stuff is. I've been bamboozled. So then I think what I'm gonna do, just quickly, just in case you guys are wondering, there's another section here, and oh man, it's not there either. Well, I know if you're in doubt, you just, here's a tip guys, if you're in doubt, you go to the index, silicone craft sheet, page 162. Oh man, I would never have expected it over here, but it is right here, number 8. There it is. It's used with adhesives. So there you have it. Okay, so the silicone mat is this plasticky mat that you can run underneath the water and clean up really good. And what I'm gonna do is, hold your breath. We're gonna pour a little bit of this out onto the silicone mat. Just a small amount, like a drip. Look at that, oh my gosh. And when it dripped, it basically went right back into that. I am gonna shut the cover. I am a very cautious person and I don't like to have to clean up more messes than I have to. So I put the cover on so I don't accidentally spill it anywhere else. So the same concept with this shimmer paint as with the ink. You're gonna dip into here and maybe spread it around a little bit on the silicone mat, and you're gonna start to collect it on your brush. I do also recommend starting off the edge and just working your way onto it, because that same concept is going to apply where you can add more, but you can't take it off, and you don't want to have excess amount in a certain area unless that's the look that you're going for. So I'm starting off, and this is going to be really hard to see in the camera until I get up close and personal. So you can see that was one little drop that I used, and I'm starting to get that iridescent look on there. You can see up here is where it's starting to be shimmery, or down here it isn't. So we're gonna grab just a little bit more, and maybe we'll do 2 drops. 1, 2. So this is a great way to use this shimmer paint. I know you can hang on to it forever, but eventually it will start to dry up and not be such a good thing. So you do want to go ahead and use your shimmer paint. And generally what I always would do in the past is I would dip the sponge dauber on my finger and I dip it in the cover and then use it. But I feel like using this brush is gonna give you a much better and even coat than using that little baby sponge. And it's not gonna wreck the bristles as much as using the sponge dauber. Okay, that was it. Look at that. Whew. This is getting all shimmery, guys. So picture any color cardstock and pearlizing it. It just adds this really cool element to it that makes it so glitzy and fancy. Fancy. Okay, so let's take a gander at this and see what we got. In the lighting here, you can see now it has a whole awesome pearlized look to it. Completely different, like opposite of this one. So this is pearlized. On the right is the pearlized paper with a little bit of Seaside and Misty added. And then here's Seaside with the pearlized over the top. So we made very awesome pearlized paper here, and here we just added color to it. Now, I want to show you what it looks like on another color, so that embossing is awesome because it allows you to highlight those areas that are raised. Just a little bitsy drop. And then if you get it on the outside, just take your brush and you can clean that right up. We're going to spread this around again, and we're going to just see what it looks like on the Rococo Rose flat and not having anything raised. And what it's going to do is just going to add this pearlized glow to it. Now, I would definitely do your embossing before you do the pearlized part because it just keeps this product, the frost paint, out of the embossing folder. So I would definitely do any kind of embossing first, but it just is a really pretty, let's see if I can see there. See, a little bit of shimmer to it. So you wouldn't even have to emboss it and you'd get this awesome iridescent-y pearl. Oh, there it is. Huh? You guys can see it there. So think of like the Stella on steroids. Okay, and it's controlled. This does not flake off or shimmer off. So, all right, so that's that. Now I did also want to show you the last color though, just to see what this looks like. Okay, and I think just for difference's sake, we're going to, I'm just gonna, let's see here, one more little drop. And we're gonna try both colors. Oh, gimme. We're gonna try both colors on the same white paper to see if you can do a side by, we'll do a side by side here. And I know that this one, you're really not gonna see, but on white paper, and snowflakes are amazing with this pearlized, the shimmer paint. If you emboss snowflakes on white paper and then put this frost over the top, so pretty. Very, very pretty. Okay, so here we've got the white with a little bit of, let's see there, you can see the shimmery there. Now I'm gonna do the other color just so you guys can see the difference. So that was frost white, and the other color is called Champagne Mist. It's got this little bit of a goldy hue to it. So I'm gonna just do, oh, you can see that one's really full. I've been using the frost white one. Oh, one little drop, see? Now, we'll put this on the, this is the basic white. Holy Moses, that's so shimmery, so pretty. Okay, let's go for it. Let's see what happens. I'm going straight on here. And it adds this little bit of darkness to it. Not much different. Oh, you can't even see much different on here, on the white. And maybe if I would add more, but let's see if we can do a side by side. There's shimmery flakes in it. You see right there on that side, it's more, a little bit more goldy. And on that side, you probably don't even, I'm trying to show you, but I can really see it here. I don't know if I get into a different light, but this one has more flecks in it. There's lots of little sparkles, where this side is more satiny smooth with shimmer, where this one's all glitter. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can get that, you guys can see that difference, but you see all those little bits of gold dust, it looks like. And then on that side, it's more of a satiny smooth frost. So yeah, and on the white here, you can't see, oh, a little bit. You can see a little bit of color difference. So yeah, okay. So that is what I wanted to show you for today. Was the whole point for the Tip Tuesday was working with how to work with the different pearlizing of paper. And one of them is the pearlized paper adding color, and one is using some of the shimmer paints to add that pearlescent look. But I want to end today's Tip Tuesday with a card. I have a fabulous friend. Her name is Jay Shante, and yesterday I received a card from her in the mail, and she featured a lot of what I did for the Tip Tuesday today. And so I'm gonna flip it back down so you guys can see. And I hope you love this card as much as I do. And you can see on this background here, she has the pearlized paper, and she added that seashell embossing folder behind. You can see that. And then what she did is she colored it with the different colors of Rococo Rose. And I have to talk to her. I really haven't talked to her yet to get her scoop on how she added the color, but such a gorgeous card, Jay. I was so happy. This made me smile. She added some of the metallic and then it's Blushing Bride metallic edge ribbon, and she put some shells on here and stylied it up, and she wrote me a beautiful love note, and she's so happy that we're friends, and I'm so happy that she's my friend too. So I just wanted to end the Tip Tuesday on a sample that uses the pearlescent paper. Oh, and I'm not going to end it quite right there. I'm going to show you. I think I showed these recently in one of my last classes, but this is the hydrangea class that's coming up later in April. You guys can still sign up for this class. I have plenty of open spots for it. But get this, one of the cards, this is the pearlized paper, die cut with the hydrangea ball of the head of the flower here, and it's using Rococo Rose over the top of the pearlescent paper. So this card, you'll get your hands on the pearlescent paper if you don't own it, and you'll have to have your own ink at home. Whatever color, I use the Rococo Rose to match the card, but if you have a different color you'd like to use, that would probably be fine too. Or you can even leave it the pearlescent paper color. So yeah, so there you go, a couple little samples. So very excited to share pearlescent paper with you and making your own pearlized paper. And we hope that you enjoyed this Tip Tuesday on March 16th, and we look forward to seeing you on Thursday for Technique Thursday. Love you guys. Hugs, kisses, love, bye.